Did you see Katy Perry's going to space? I just saw that before I logged on, and I was waiting for us to start recording so that I could tell you on the mic.
Between that and Michelle Trachtenberg, man, big day for, like, I don't know what you would call Katy Perry. I was going to say C-list celebrities, and I was like, oh, that feels mean to both Katy Perry
She's going with Gayle
and...
King. I'm so serious. The Variety headline is Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Lauren Sanchez. I don't know who Lauren Sanchez is.
Lauren Sanchez is Jeff Bezos' wife.
You're right. Fiance, excuse me. To fly into space
whatever.
on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin next mission. It's an all-woman mission. In addition to those three, there's Bahamian American aerospace engineer Aisha Bo, civil rights activist Amanda Wynn, and film producer Carrie Ann Flynn, whose credits include This Changes Everything About the History of Women in Hollywood, and Lily, a tribute to fair pay advocate Lily Ledbetter. And I guess Lauren Sanchez, it was her idea.
Thanks, Lauren. You're really out here supporting women. Thanks.
It makes sense to me that Gayle King would go to space. Like, that just feels right. And it also makes sense to me that Katy Perry would go to space, but I mean that in the derogatory way that I don't mean it about Gayle King.
I feel like Katy Perry's going to try and, like, shoot a music video up there or something.
100%.
I can't wait for that.
Anyway.
The Woman's World sequel.
The Woman's Universe.
Woman's Universe. Anyway,
I very badly wanted to open our episode with that because I saw it literally seconds before you logged on, and I was like, I have to break this news to Abigail while she's being recorded.
I'm so thrilled that you did. Thank you so much for that.
I wish I had been recording the video so that the people could have seen your reaction. We could have made that an Instagram reel, but I did not have the foresight to do that, nor do I look like I should be on video today.
And I know really this is where everyone gets their space news and pop star news and Lauren Sanchez news on this romance podcast. So you're also welcome.
True. I mean, we're recording it the day it comes out, so it is news. People might hear about it for the first time from us.
Breaking news. You heard it here first, folks. Lauren Sanchez and Katy Perry are going to space.
And Gayle King. Good for her.
Woman's Universe.
Yep. Anyway, we're here today to do something that we haven't done before, which is talk about 3 separate short stories, all by Abby Jimenez, 2 of which are related to each other, which I didn't realize when we originally decided to do this.
I didn't either, and it was a nice surprise, except I did start with The Fall Risk. So
I know,
I didn't,
yeah.
But that's okay. It was still a joy. I wish I had done it the other way. I saw your text too late.
Yeah,
I already started, so it's fine. But it was lovely. So yeah, we've talked a little bit about how Amazon will, speaking of Bezos,
it's relevant.
Sorry, everyone. But Amazon will do these, nice little kind of series of romance authors where they'll each write a short story around a theme. So like Valentine's Day, or there was
a Christmas one.
There was a Christmas one. One was just about meet cutes. I don't know if that came out around Valentine's Day. I think it did.
Mm-hmm. I think that was last year's Valentine's Day one.
Okay, yes. I think you're right.
And then this one was different. So 2 of these are Valentine's Day. I wouldn't even call them series. They're more like packages.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they don't really connect to each other because it's different authors usually writing them when they all drop. But yeah, we read the Christmas ones, which were very silly, very fun.
Really fun, yeah.
And this was the first Valentine's Day ones that I read, which also was unintentional, but it does remain timely. It is still February, so we're still celebrating.
Yep, we got 1 day left in February.
1 day left.
Yeah, so last year's series was called The Improbable Meet Cute, and it had Abby, Christina Lauren, Sally Thorne, Jasmine Guillory, Ashley Poston, Soraya Wilson. I read them all. The Abby Jimenez one was actually not among my well, it was like in the top half, but it wasn't my favorite of the group.
Sure.
This year's Abby Jimenez short story release is not, as far as I can tell, a part of one of these packages. Well, we can start with the Situationship, which is the shortest one and related to all of the Abby books that we've already talked about on this podcast.
But the Situationship was a bonus chapter that came out with a special edition of Just for the Summer,
yes.
The book about Emma and Justin that we obviously have read on the pod and loved because we always love Abby. And it's the story of Maddie and Doug meeting, and which, if I remember correctly, at the end of Just for the Summer, it's revealed that Maddie and Doug are like together.
It's listed as part of Your World 3.5, but it actually takes place during the Just for the Summer when Emma and Justin are broken up. And so this is like Maddie's point of view. And it's very cutesy. There's like not a lot that actually happens. There's just this like funny little like Maddie meets Doug walking the pig around, the pig mayor or whatever he's supposed to be. I can't remember. The mascot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mayor, mascot. It's the same thing when you're talking about animals being represented by towns.
Exactly.
But he has to like put away the pig for the winter or something. Genuinely. And he like, for one thing, he's like, do you want to come see this rock that a bunch of people have turned into artwork of a dick? And she's like, all right.
After telling him that she will murder him if she has to.
Yeah,
Very
so
clearly.
then she texts Emma to be like, I'm going to look at Dick Rock with Doug, FYI if he murders me. And then he texts Justin and is like, FYI if this girl murders me, we're at Dick Rock. So very funny. They go back to his like lovely little farmhouse, and she's like, maybe this weirdo is actually a really nice weirdo.
She's also so nosy. She's like, when they walk in, you know, she notes it's like very cozy, very lovely, very clearly like an old family farmhouse that he's inherited. And she's like, how many rooms? And he's like, 3. And she goes, can I go look at all of them? And he's like I guess, sure.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, sure, go for it. And he's like making them grilled cheeses.
The best
I don't know.
grilled
This
cheese.
is kind of what I would do, frankly. I would be like, can I look at your house? Or I would probably like ask for a tour, but I also might just be like, this is a beautiful house. Let me see it.
No, that is the first thing I do when I do go to a new house is, you know, politely attempt to ask for a tour. But, you know, I also be opening shower curtains and stuff like that. I am nosy.
Me
Look,
too.
It's fine. Just know I'm curious. I'm not judging. I'm just curious. I'm not opening drawers.
I'm not opening drawers. I'm not opening medicine cabinets. I know that's a thing that people do, but I'm not doing that. But I will very lightly, non-invasively snoop.
Exactly. I'm not
going to
really
like
snooping.
Seriously violate someone's privacy.
No, just I want to know what shampoo you use, honestly, at the end of the day.
Right.
So,
like if stuff is sitting out, it's fair game.
Yeah, I agree. So it is very cute. Like it's only one chapter. So it's like, I don't know, like 15 pages, but he makes her what sounds like the best grilled cheese in the world of like goat cheese, honey, raspberry jam. And so we must make this immediately for one.
Yeah, we can make it the summer version of our apple sage grilled cheeses or whatever.
You're so right. Gosh, I love that thing.
Austin, if you're listening, which I know you are,
we need it.
We have some ideas about a grilled cheese.
But she finds his guitar and she brings it downstairs and is like, do you play? And he's like, I play one song really badly. And she's like, okay, do it. And he goes, okay. And he does. And she does note that it's really terrible. He can't sing. He doesn't really play guitar all that well. but it was like her favorite song of all time, just happenstance. And she was like, huh, that was really lovely, actually. But yeah, that's kind of the chapter. It ends after him playing the song, and it's yeah, they have a nice little conversation where, she's kind of mean to him, but she's
Mm-hmm.
she's protective, which we know from Just for the Summer that Maddie is like fiercely loyal to Emma and very protective and overall just like the good friend you want in your corner, but who can also kind of be an asshole.
Yeah, like the good scary friend.
The good scary friend. We have a couple of those. We are
We do.
sometimes those.
We are sometimes those, but we've got one really good one in our pocket.
Yeah, no, don't mess with us.
Yeah.
So,
We're not going to reveal who it is, just in
no,
case you wrong
just in
us, and
case, just in
we can
case.
send her after you. But
But those are the people that like love the hardest too, and like will slash some tires. And
yeah,
he notices that, but he's complimentary about it. And then also, kind of talks to her about what he deals with, which, we know from previous books, he has dealt with depression and PTSD. And he kind of alludes to all those things to Maddie, and she's very lovely and accepting and pulls a splinter out of his hand, which
yeah,
was cute.
because she's a
Um,
nurse.
yeah. And yeah, that was the chapter. It
Yeah,
was really lovely.
it was cute. I really liked it. This was the last one that I read, and so after reading like these other two short stories back to back, this was a nice little like cherry on top.
Yep, it was also the last one I read because it was the shortest, and
Yeah,
so I kind of did it again. I did the fall risk first because it was the longest, and then I kind of worked backwards, which ended up not being incorrect, but so um so yeah. Next we have
worst
the
wingman ever, which was the first in the Valentine's.
Improbable Meet Cute
Yeah.
series, which I do believe we mentioned on the pod when we mentioned that this series had just come out. And this is the one where the the lead's named John.
Hmm.
John meets
Holly is the girl.
Holly. Thank you. I almost said Seth and Charlotte, but those are the other ones.
Those are the other ones, yeah.
So
Yeah, apologies in advance if we fuck up these names because for the first time we've read three different stories.
yes, but this one's about John and Holly. And the way that John and Holly meet is John was instructed by his brother to leave a Valentine's card for his brother's girlfriend on her car. And Holly drives a white
A white
Corolla.
no, a white
No, a white
Honda,
Honda. Yeah,
which
a
is
white Honda.
which is what I drive.
Yeah. And obviously an incredibly common car. And so,
I picture it being an HRV, which is what I drive because do you know how many white HRVs I see on these streets every day? Like I see at least two every time I'm driving to work.
I pictured it as an Accord, to be honest, because Accords are very common.
It could also be that, but I see genuinely so many white HRVs in the wild that I'm like, why are there so many of us?
Yeah, now that I drive a RAV, I feel like I see so many RAVs, and I'm just like, huh, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Especially when I see a white hybrid RAV, I'm like,
Hello.
it's my family.
This is my family.
The
That's why I have so many
Toyota
bumper
family.
stickers. That's why I have so many bumper stickers so you can tell which white HRV is mine.
I
And if
know.
y'all see me in the wild, I'm not going to say what the bumper stickers are, but if you see a white HRV, you will be able to tell that it's mine based on the bumper stickers.
Yeah, a friend slash coworker of mine came over a few weeks ago. Like she was visiting from Houston, and she was looking for our house, and she was like, "I saw the car in front, and from the bumper stickers, I assumed it was you." And Katie was there, and she was like, "Actually, it's me, but that's a fair assumption. It could have been either of us."
Could have been either of us, yeah.
You will know if you see Katie in the wild in her car.
Even
So,
if you've never met me in real life, if you listen to this podcast, you will put it together based on
you know
the
what?
bumper stickers.
I'm gonna make the show question guess Katie's bumper stickers.
Yes, that's great.
I want to see what the people guess.
At
So
least two of them are very easy to get. I would say two of them are medium easy to get, and two of them are harder.
yes. So yeah, you got 6 shots,
Yeah.
basically. So anyway, so he leaves the note on the wrong car, and it's like, a goofy little Valentine's Day card and also an offer for sex later.
A sex coupon. It's
Yeah.
like this coupon good for one, like dicking down, or it says something like absurd like that, like sort of a NSFW.
Yeah, it's not a card. You wouldn't leave on the wrong car.
Right. It's a funny thing to get from your partner, but perhaps not not to get randomly.
Yeah. So John is the maintenance guy at an apartment complex, and he is helping his brother like renovate his condo, which is in the same building as Holly's grandmother, who is on hospice, and Holly is a hospice nurse.
To be clear, these are two separate apartment complexes too, because at first I got kind of confused. Like Holly lives at one apartment complex, and then John, spoiler, we find out at the end, works at that same apartment complex that Holly lives at, but he's helping out at this other apartment complex. Yeah.
I also got a little confused at points, and then at the end it all made sense. So the story takes place at two separate apartment complexes, and it's mostly the one where his brother lives and Holly's grandmother lives. So as Holly like leaves notes back on her car because John goes back and he leaves a note on her car being like, I am so sorry, that was not meant for you. My dumbass brother told me the wrong car or whatever. Didn't give me the license plate number. And so she leaves him a note back, and they have this little kind of mini correspondence where she mentions she's a nurse, and so at some point he leaves her a nurse bobblehead. He notices that her tire is low, and he fills her tire, which, my God, my dream. You know what I hate doing?
This is my dream.
Filling my tires. I hate filling my tires.
If a man who is currently dating me or trying to date me is listening to this, this is the way to my heart. Also, I have a crack in my windshield. You could take that to get fixed. I would pay for it. And also, my car inspection has been out for several months, so
Katie's doing great.
I'm on top of everything else. It's just that I'm like, whatever.
I'm the queen of my car inspection being out for months and months and months, and then finally being like, oh yeah, it's been like 8 months. I should go get that renewed. So I'm not judging. My car is only in date right now because it's new. So
every man that I have gone on a date with recently has commented on my busted windshield.
It is
every
getting,
last one of them.
To be so fair, it is getting a little concerning because it's about to be in your line of sight.
Yeah, I've been ignoring it for a while because it's been on my passenger side, and I told myself that once it was actually in my line of sight, I would deal with it, and now we're finally there. And I can afford it now, which I couldn't really before, so.
Remember when I was the one on this podcast with a busted car?
My car is not busted.
To be fair, neither was mine, really. Until it was. Then it was really busted.
Yeah. Yours was just a shoddily constructed car.
I think I said on this podcast, but when my car finally died, I'll tell everyone again in case I didn't, because it made me feel so much better, where my dad told his mechanic friend, and he was like, I can't believe she managed to drive it for that long.
And then he called it a disposable car.
Yeah, he was so right. Please do not buy a Chevy Sonic if you know it's good for you.
Don't. That thing sucked. Anyway.
Yep. Good riddance.
Yeah. Anyway, and lots of car talk on this episode.
This is actually this is now a morning radio show. Car talk.
This is car
NPR.
Talk.
Yeah.
So Holly and John are exchanging little notes, but neither of them are signing their names. Holly just starts signing it H, and they're just kind of flirting. And in the meantime, while they're flirting back and forth over these car notes, John and Holly meet in real life, except they don't know that it's each other. But they're like, look at that hot person.
Yes. So John has rescued a dog. God, you know what gets me is dogs.
Abby Jimenez knows how to ride a dog.
And so John had found a dog abandoned in an apartment unit, and but I got through it. The dog is okay. So he rescues the dog, and
he does not even hesitate. He's like, I guess I have a dog now.
Which is exactly what I would do.
Yep.
I found a dog. I got another dog. Sorry.
Yeah, he makes the joke that's like, who am I to question the dog distribution system?
Which I did really appreciate.
Yeah.
So
Abby's really good at working in like internet jokes like that
yes,
into there's man, was it in this uh it was in one of these short stories that she references the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook group.
yes. I also can't remember which one it is. I think it might be this one because Holly's ex-boyfriend was named Jib.
Oh, it
And I
is.
think,
Yeah, it's in the
yeah,
notes. It's in our notes. I just couldn't find it. Yeah.
oops. Anyway, yes. So the Are We Dating the Same Man Facebook group, heroes among us, honestly.
Truly. I'm concerned about so many of those girls in the
Call us if
group.
you need
Like
help.
they'll be like, this man has been cheating on me for 8 months and has like made 6 different women pregnant. Should I leave him? And I'm like, oh my God.
That's how I feel on Reddit when I'm just like, am I overreacting? And it's like, no, you're underreacting. Leave
Yeah.
that man and report him to the police.
The difference is on Reddit, I'm often skeptical about whether they're telling the truth. I'm not as skeptical in the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook groups because these women be posting with their actual Facebook profiles.
Yes, you are right.
With
So,
actual photos of, and they're always like mid men.
yeah,
Mid at best, and it's like beautiful women and like again mid at best.
I think often a lot about the scene in Set It Up. Excellent rom-com for those who have not seen, starring a young Glenn Powell, our friend for life. But anyway, there's a scene in it where Zoe Deutsch, who's the female lead, they're at the baseball game and she's like trying to point out their two bosses who they're trying to get to kiss, and she's like, the guy's like, okay, what do they look like? And she goes, she's like a beautiful goddess with like the air of authority that is scary yet also comforting. And he's just, I don't know, a guy, which is, he's just a guy. I don't know. Like
Every couple ever.
I think she goes, the other one is a man. Like, what else do you need to do?
What else do you need? I don't know.
So so, like he rescues the dog and then Holly sees that he left a note for her on like a pet store bag. And so as a thank you for filling up her tire, she gets him a gift card to the pet store. It's all very cute. And then, when they meet in real life, it's at the apartment complex with his dog. And Holly has just had a really hard day taking care of her grandmother, who is in like really good spirits, but like, is actively dying.
Yeah.
She's on hospice, and she's pretty much like near the end. And so when Holly's out there and she runs into John, again, they don't know who the other is. She asks if she can pet the dog. They have kind of a cute little interaction that, she says that she's had a hard day. He explains how he got the dog. It's like kind of like a ships in the night sort of thing almost. And yeah, so I think it's like the next day, he kind of accepts. So he's also like recovering from a breakup. They're both recovering from breakups, and seeing her, who he describes as like this very beautiful woman, like kind of knocks him out of a funk. And so he's like, I'm going to become hot again, basically, and makes his brother's girlfriend like give him a great haircut and things like that. And so, yeah.
Speaking of dogs, mine are going right now, which is why I was just letting you talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then it's like grandma's last day, essentially. We find out that grandma and her sister, Goodbye Earl, grandma's first husband.
Fucking awesome, man.
Incredible. Incredible. It's kind of just like a small moment in this story, and I'm just like, hang on, what? I want to know more about that.
I know. It's very funny because earlier in the story, she's like, remind me to tell you about my first husband, Chip. Chip is his name. And I'm
thinking it's going to be like some life lesson about finding love. No, it's a deathbed murder confession.
So on her grandma's last day, she's like, oh, let me tell you about Chip. And yeah, similarly, Holly's like, okay, gonna get some good wisdom. And then she just goes, I killed him. Like, and then your Aunt Lucy helped me dump his body in a lake. And yeah,
Chip was beating up Grandma, so Chip had it
yes.
coming.
Mhm.
But yeah, iconic.
Ain't it dark wrapped up in that tarp, Chip?
Truly.
So,
And he was like an alcoholic, so when his body is found, they think that he just like that it was an accident, right? So Grandma and Lucy got away with it. Bananas.
yeah.
Grandma at one point, I can't remember if it's in this conversation or like at some point during her like final day or final days, talks to Holly about what she calls, quote, small giant acts of kindness, and Holly works that into like her final note to John that is left on the car, and this is like very moving for John. He like takes it on as his like mantra or whatever, and then we
It's, well, there's also the other one, which was my favorite one, of, Holly's grandma says to her, which is actually her like deathbed speech of like something like, take control of your own unhappiness. If you don't like your life, then change it, which we've kind of talked about when that sentiment comes up in books. I think we were talking about it very recently in I can't remember which book, of like, yeah, you have free will. If you don't like it, you get to do something about it. And, that's never to say that you can't be like a victim of circumstance or things that don't just like happen to you that are unfortunate.
Yeah, this
but
is
like,
not a pull yourself up by your bootstraps moment, because we are not those people, but you have more control over your circumstances than you realize a lot of times.
Yeah, and it's always really nice to have reminders of that, especially like, right now for both of us in weird moments of life where, sometimes we are victims of circumstance, but we can also like, take control of said circumstance in some ways. And if I don't like it, it's really comforting to know, I can change it. So
yeah, you
so
can
thank
always
you,
control
Grandma.
how you react to a situation. Certainly, I also love this moment with Holly and her friend. When the friend is like, I'd shove a dead guy into a river, I'd shove a live one in there too.
Oh, no, it's her sister. So it's even
her sister.
Better.
That's what it is. That's right. Yeah.
So it's like, Grandma and Aunt Lucy did it. We'd do it too. Why not?
I'd shove a dead man or a live man into a river for you.
Aww.
And we're not even related.
Thanks. I'd shove a dead man or a live one into a river for you too.
Anyway,
Katey and I have never killed anybody, and hopefully we never will. Very, very, very unlikely.
But we will if we have to.
We are.
Actually, no, I take it back. I don't want to go on the record saying that. We are so joking.
This is a great segue into the next book that we will look back on.
It really is. It really is.
So the way that this story ends is that, as we said, Holly lives in the apartment complex where John also lives and works because he's a maintenance man. And Holly needs her door fixed. And John comes in and he goes, oh, we've met before. Like, we met at those condos. I don't remember what they're called. And she's like, oh, good to see you again. And in her mind, she's like, he got hot because he got a really nice haircut. And so they're chit-chatting and talking about, whatever. And then she says a phrase that she had like left in a note for him. And then, so he kind of does like a little double take. And then he also sees the nurse bobblehead. And then he's like, wait, I think he says like, do you drive a white Honda or something like that? And she's like, yeah. And he goes, we know each other. And it's really cute.
It is really cute.
So that's how it ends. And it was really lovely. Cause it was also like, it reminded me of, like Dead Romantics, in that it was like a nice little short story also about grief and about life and, people around you that you love and care for. But also with a nice little love story. No ghosts, but a nice little love story also. So I did love this one. I thought it was really, really nice. But The Fall Risk, however, was my favorite.
Agreed. Agreed. So we learn in the fall risk that John and Holly are still together, importantly. And
Yes.
we return to the apartment complex
So,
where the most insane thing has happened and has made me very grateful that I live on the first floor.
yes. So in the fall risk, we meet Seth and Charlotte, and they live across from each other on the second floor of an apartment, and they wake up one morning to find that their stairs have been taken away.
Yeah, so I guess this must be a relatively small apartment complex because they're the only two apartments on that floor.
Hmm.
Or they have really big fucking apartments, like 3 bedrooms or something. But yeah, these buildings must be pretty small. And I guess the apartment complex was doing some sort of work, and they removed the stairs from the wrong building. They were supposed to remove the stairs from a building that didn't have people living in it. Instead, they removed the stairs from a building that these two were living in. So, what would you do if you woke up on the second floor apartment, and your stairs were gone?
I think I would ladder down and stay with somebody else. I think I would feel really claustrophobic if I
Yeah,
could not leave. I would call somebody. I do not think
yeah.
I would last.
I don't know if you got a hot man living across the hall from you. I could be convinced.
See, that wasn't part of the question.
Yeah,
That and assuming also in this scenario I'm single
right.
and I want to date said hot man.
Yes.
So that's a little different.
Yeah.
In this case, Charlotte and Seth agree to stick it out and be it's like Friday and they have to like the stair guys aren't coming back until Monday. So they're like, well, guess we're here.
Yeah, they're like we neither of us really have I guess if it is on a weekend where I don't have plans and there's like no real reason for me to have to leave, like it's not the worst, but I got two tiny dogs. Where are they gonna pee?
See, that is the problem. How would you get your tiny dog? You'd have to like lower them down in the bucket.
Oh my God, can you picture Oso riding down in a little bucket, in like a Home Depot bucket?
That'd be really cute.
It's
See,
so cute.
I would be fucked though, because Hattie's 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Like the fire department would have to come.
I was just about to say you need one of those fire department like a hammock thing.
Just toss
like
her
how
down.
they move elephants and shit.
It just yeah, that'll work. That's gonna go really well
I'm
for
just
both of us.
picturing her little legs sticking out.
Just
It's like the things they use at the vet to trim their nails.
yep, just a little sling. Yeah, I'm sure she would love that. But thankfully, I now live in a house where I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about my stairs going away.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so we find out that Seth and Holly know each other because they worked at a nursing home together. So John and Holly show up to help Seth, essentially.
yes, Seth is an arborist, and so he volunteers at a nursing home for like bonsai tree classes or something.
Which at
And
one point we get a visit from the old ladies
uh,
who he bonsais with, and it's probably my favorite moment in this story.
it's incredible. Charlotte, so Seth is stuck at home because he has like sprained his ankle on the job, and Charlotte is stuck at home because she has a stalker.
Yeah. And this was the point in the story that I was like, holy shit, Abby really knows how to work some heavy shit into these really short stories. Like, Jesus Christ.
And also some really great self-defense tips.
True.
So when they find out that they're trapped, Izzy, Charlotte's best friend, comes with a bat with a sock on it. Seth's best friend, who I forget his name, also shows up, and Izzy and the other best friend are like, "You guys good? Okay," and end up leaving together, and they end up hooking up, which is very funny. So, uh, Charlotte goes over to Seth's house and is like, "You need coffee?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he kind of senses that she doesn't want to come inside. And so they start like hanging out on the landing together and just like having conversations. It's Valentine's Day that weekend. They explain, some of like Seth explains his heartbreak, which is that his girlfriend hooked up with his
Wife.
wife. You're right. Oh my God.
Because his divorce literally goes through like on Valentine's Day.
You're so right. I forgot. So his wife, he caught cheating on him with her cousin, and now the cousin and her are together still.
Yep. It's like a third cousin thing, but still.
They met through 23andMe. It's what he says.
Yep. And they even, I was laughing so hard at this part because he talks about them going to like family reunions together and their last name is Pecker. So they're wearing shirts that say Pecker Family Reunion on them.
I know. Oh, it's so unfortunate. And Charlotte's cracking up. And they're getting to know each other, and so Charlotte says something about how she has all these like plants dying on her balcony, and I think when they go out to her balcony is when she kind of explains like, I have a stalker. He has not left me alone for 2 years. I've had to move 5 times. Like, he has said that he will kill me, kind of stalker, not just send me creepy love letters. Like, this has been awful, and she's been dealing with it for 2 years. And so she works from home. She doesn't go anywhere. She's always like looking over her shoulder. And she met her best friend Izzy because she was taking Izzy's like self-defense class or something like that. And so
yeah, and this stalker is like a very mentally unwell person. Like thinks that Charlotte is his like, I forget, it's like celestial wife or something like that. Like he's on some other like plane of reality that is not reality, but she has had no success in getting him like arrested or institutionalized or anything to like get him away from her. She does have restraining orders, but those get violated all the time. So
Yep. Creepy people don't listen to a piece of paper all the time.
Yep.
So Seth is, understanding, and also just like he's been kind of picking up these vibes that she's very nervous. And also Charlotte be packing. She says like, I have multiple guns. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Makes sense. I would too.
So, through this weekend, they're getting to know each other, and Charlotte is like, man, I'm really starting to like fall for this guy, but like I cannot date anybody because like my life is too unstable, my life is too crazy, and Seth is kind of like trying to convince her maybe a little bit otherwise. He's trying to make her feel safe in her own home. He helps her paint. He helps her like hang stuff up because he's kind of she hasn't done any of this because she's only lived there for a couple months, and she's like, well, what's the point? He's gonna find me again. I'm gonna have to move.
Mm-hmm.
And so
and she's like, I can't bring anybody into a relationship with me because I can't, like, what kind of life is this for me to bring somebody into? Like, we can't even like go on dates.
Yeah, exactly. So he's trying to kind of not like convince her, but at least like, I like this girl. I want to like do something nice for her. So the next day is Valentine's Day, and she had said like one of the things that she missed in, living with a stalker is like just like going to hang out by the pool. And so Gabe is his name. Gabe is his best friend. And so he plots with Gabe and Izzy to make like a little kiddie pool picnic on the landing where they're having this.
Cute.
Yeah, they have a little Valentine's Day, but not Valentine's Day, as she makes clear. Date, and it's really lovely. It's really sweet, but unfortunately, somebody from the apartment complex like took a video of them like hanging out on the landing
being cute. Yeah, like it sounded like it was an Instagram reel. They posted it on Instagram or something.
Of like, oh, look at these cute people. Like their stairs are gone. They're like making the best of it, but you can obviously see Charlotte in it, and you can see the apartment building number. And so Izzy calls Charlotte and is like, hey, this is up. I've already like called them to like or Seth like climbs down the ladder to like tell them to like take it down. And they're very understanding, but it's like, it becomes like, it's too late.
And he like re-fucks up his ankle because he takes off his boot so that he can go down the ladder, which like at least he took off the boot to go down the ladder, because at first I was like, wait, does he still have his boot on? Because I'm concerned he's gonna fall.
I know, yeah, but he doesn't. He lives. So I think it's like either the next day or a few hours later where Charlotte is, reasonably scared that like George, her stalker, is going to find her. And then she kind of decides like, I'm tired of running. Izzy's right. I'm very prepared for if he ever does, like, try to hurt me. And, like, again, I'm packing. I have my bat. I've got my bear spray.
My
Like, I'm
guns.
ready. Yeah, my
Yeah.
guns. I'm ready. And so Seth, like, kind of asks her again, like, can I take you on a date? And she's like, no, like, basically just no.
Yeah.
And so they're on the landing talking at one point, and he shows her his bat that he has put a sock on. And the stairs are back at this point. So it's Monday morning, the stairs are back. They're talking on their landing, and he shows her his bat that has a sock on it. And the sock is on the bat because if you are trying to hit somebody with a bat and they grab it, the sock is going to slip off the bat. See, this is a great self-defense tip from
You haven't
Abby
heard
Jimenez.
this before?
I have never heard this.
Oh, yeah. I've heard this one before.
Oh, I hadn't heard this one. Okay, well, anyway, I loved it. It was very smart. So,
I got to get a bat.
yeah, you got to get a bat.
I
You
live
gotta
on the
get a
first
bat.
floor. I need a bat.
You need a bat with a
Yeah.
sock on it. So
I
anyway,
got plenty of socks. I just need the bat.
you just need the bat.
Yeah.
We'll get you a bat.
All right.
So Seth goes, they're standing on the landing talking, and she's holding this bat that he's shown her, and he goes inside to either like get her something. I can't remember what it is, but as he goes inside, look who turns up, but Stalker George.
Yeah, it sort of sounds like he like emerges from the trees.
like the reverse Simpsons, maybe.
Yeah.
but yeah.
And Charlotte is like, fuck this, it's time.
Mm-hmm. And she like sprints down the stairs. She
With the
sees
bat.
with the bat. She sees he has a box cutter, and so she's like, oh yeah, like he's here to like kill me. And yeah, she's like, fuck this, man. And she swings at him. He grabs the sock. It slips out, and then she cracks him across the kneecaps.
She beats the ever-loving shit out of this man. It was awesome.
Yeah, and then he falls. She kicks the box cutter out of the way. Seth comes down, and yeah, I really like the description of this scene where she's like, it was almost anticlimactic. It was like, you know, like her body just kind of took over and like did what it needed to do. And
Right.
She was like, yeah, it's over. It was over so fast. I cracked both his kneecaps, and now it's done.
Right. And now she has like hard evidence that he was actually like trying to hurt her. So in theory, he goes away and is no longer a problem.
Yeah.
But as they're loading into the ambulance, Seth has some choice words for him and is basically like, if I ever see you here again, it will be the last thing that you see.
He says something like, I think it's like a sequoia or something, where he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I know the protected trees in California that you can't rip up if they're planted. And if you come back here, I will plant you under one of those trees, and no one will find you.
No, I think he said like, I am that tree, like I'm here. So if you come back, like there's no, I think he said something like that. I don't remember it, but it was some cheesy tree thing.
I feel like I remember it being, I'm going to bury you under that tree, and no one will find you.
Who knows? Both good. Both good.
And yeah, so then Charlotte is free. We get a little epilogue 6 months later where Charlotte and Seth have moved in together into Seth's apartment, and then Gabe and Izzy are moving together in Charlotte's old apartment, so they live across the hall from each other. And it's really lovely. It's really cute. And
yeah, they have little game nights. It's very sweet.
it is really sweet. And this one was like 80 pages, so
Yeah.
like I don't know what constitutes a novella, but either way, you know, I read it in like an hour.
Right.
And yeah, it was really, really lovely. And this was definitely my favorite one, not because a man gets beat up, but also because a man gets beat up.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that's not why.
I liked this couple the best. I liked Seth and Charlotte the best out of the couples.
Yeah, I did too. I thought like, and of course, you know, this is the longest one too, so they had more time to become characters, perhaps. And I really liked Seth as a guy. I found him really lovely. I really liked Izzy as a character, who is terrifying as a person, but also, again, in the best way. Good, scary friends. As we
Good
talked
scary
about.
friends. Yeah. Yeah, like we also get more time with them together than we do with like John and Holly, who are mostly forming their relationship over these notes, like You've Got Mail style. And so I think I just like kind of them together more because we get them together more.
Yeah, I did too. I thought this was a great setup for a short story set over a weekend, and a couple that a very weird meet cute, but does make sense. So
Yeah. Yeah, so I would recommend any of these. I wouldn't if you haven't read any of the Part of Your World books, there's no reason for you to read the Situationship. But even if you haven't read other Abby Jimenez, The Fall Risk and Worst Wingman Ever, I think are worth picking up. Great way to meet your Goodreads goals. You know,
I know.
cram in a little story.
I felt really accomplished, like marking these as read on Storygraph, even though they're literally like 80 pages or whatever. But I was like, look, another book in the bag.
Yeah.
This is also a good introduction to Abby's style. If you haven't read any of her books, with like, which we talk about a lot, her books are very like, as you said, she really loves to slip a heavy topic in there and do it also alongside a very lovely story of two people falling in love.
Yep.
And yeah, these are great examples of that, but also just like nice little short palate cleansers. So
yeah, and this was a lovely warm up for Say You'll Remember Me, which comes out in April, which I do have the advanced copy of, and I am gonna start today because I'm primed for it. I had already read Worst Wingman Ever. I reread it yesterday, and then I read these two yesterday morning, and the other two yesterday morning, and the Situationship was the last one I read, and I was like, all right, it's time. I gotta do it. And I'm close enough to when we're going to do it for our episode that I'm not going to have to reread it. Like, I'll be able to remember, because a lot of times when I get these arcs, like I've had this arc since November or something.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll get them so far in advance that I'll read them, and then I have to reread when we do an episode about the book. But we're close enough now that I think I'm okay.
Nice. Okay. Just take some good notes.
Yeah,
as you're reading it. So this was fun. I'm glad we got to do some short stories. But next episode will be our debut of our project with Sarah Adler, which we are both very, very excited about, where we are, if you need a reminder or haven't heard yet, we are revisiting books that introduced us to the romance genre. Katey is now holding up her copy of New Orleans Rush by Kelly Siskind, which is Sarah's first romance that she read, and is what introduced her to the genre. It's not very well known, as far as I can tell. It
came out in 2019.
Yeah. And I have it, like, I checked it out on Libby, and it's not even in Kindle format. Yeah. So I might have to buy it, because I don't know if I can just keep reading on my phone.
Yeah.
But regardless,
I found it like secondhand on Amazon, like through one of those resellers that sell like ships through Amazon. So I found it for fairly cheap on there. It is blurbed by Helen Hong, so there's that.
Who we do love.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about her a couple days ago, and I was like, man, I miss her.
Yeah, where's she been? Should we read the blurb for New Orleans Rush by Kelly Siskind? Yes. Which has a really cute cover, so I'm very glad that I purchased it. Also, we're like currently in Mardi Gras, so it's not thematic.
No. Also, I would like to say I'm looking at the Amazon webpage for it right now, and it's New Orleans Rush, a sexy, grumpy sunshine romance.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, Katey, would you do us the honor of reading the blurb?
Yes. So there's like a little tagline first, and it says, "Falling for your surly boss is a rotten idea. Letting him saw you in half is even worse." So I'll let you sit with that for like a second before I move on.
She did tell us it was about a magician.
Yeah.
So
anyway, now for the real blurb. Beatrice Baker may be a struggling artist, but she believes all hardships have silver linings until she follows her boyfriend to New Orleans and finds him with another woman. Instead of turning those lemons into lemonade, she drinks lemon drop martinis and keys the wrong man's car. Oof, Beatrice. Now she works for Huxley Marlowe of the Marvelous Marlowe Boys. His name is Huxley. Is it, Sarah, is this where you get your odd male name traditions from?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Anyway, now she works for Huxley Marlowe of the Marvelous Marlowe Boys, getting shoved in boxes as an onstage magician's assistant. A cool job for some, but Bee's been coerced into the role to cover her debt. Oof. She also maybe fantasizes about her boss's adept hands and what else they can do. She absolutely will not fall for him or kiss him senseless until she does. The scarred, the scarred, enigmatic Huxley, scarred like literally or metaphorically or emotionally. The scarred, enigmatic, Huxley has unwittingly become her muse, unlocking her artistic dry spell. But his vague nightly activities are highly suspect. What is he doing? The last time Beatrice trusted a man, her bank account got drained and she almost got arrested. Surely this can't end that badly, right? What? This was the first time I read the blurb.
It was the first time I read the blurb, too.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans, indeed. I will also say, like, I'm looking at the Amazon one, which is a little bit different. And it starts off, you know that Carrie Underwood song, the one about keying her cheating ex's car? Beatrice Baker totally did that, except she vandalized the wrong guy's Mustang, and she can't pay for damages.
Oh, that's so funny. So I think just by reading the blurb, this explains a lot of what we know about Sarah Adler's writing. Because
I think so too.
We get kind of goofy names, which we love Sarah for, and shenanigans, which we also love Sarah for. So I'm really interested to hear what she has to say about this book in general, but also how it has inspired her author journey. Because again, just by reading the blurb, I feel like we can draw some lines.
Yeah, I love this. I'm really excited to pick it up now. I don't think I read the blurb either, but I remember her telling us like a year ago that it's about a magician.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be our next episode, and Katey and I will also pick books at some point, and we'll do these kind of every few weeks, and if you guys keep liking them, we're hoping to keep going. So
yeah, look for these coming out, sporadically throughout the rest of the year, us revisiting. It's really nice that the Instagram trend right now among the Bookstagram girlies is like where my lore started, because that's what we're doing here.
Look at that. Look at that. So we will.
All right. Do you have what you're reading right now, or is it this?
So no,
or is it going to be this? Is it still Parkland?
No, it is still, it's still Columbine.
Oh, Columbine, that's right.
Okay, because I didn't finish it, and then I lost my it got sent back to the library, and
you gotta put your shit on airplane mode.
No, I had it on airplane mode, and then I had to take it off airplane mode to get the last book we read.
Oh, got
it.
And
so I finally got back off the wait list. So again, I'm working through Columbine. I'm also on kind of a nonfiction kick a little bit right now. So I'm also reading, this is also depressing, Wave by Sonali.
Dave?
Darren, I'm going to spell it. Sonali, and her last name is Deraniygala. So Durrani Yagala, I want to say. I know I'm butchering that, and I'm so sorry. But it's about a woman who survived the 2004 tsunami, but she lost her children, her husband, and her parents.
Oh, fuck.
And I know, and it's a very short memoir about that, and it's like, I think it's like 130 pages. It's really short, but it was, I was kind of on this nonfiction kick, and so I just kind of Googled, best nonfiction books, and Slate had this one, and I was like, one of my unhealthy obsessions, or what unhealthy disaster obsessions, is that tsunami. Mm-hmm. And so, so I'm reading that right now. I like sped through like a quarter of it, and I haven't really picked it up in a couple of days because it's heavy as shit. There's not a lot of the story of the tsunami itself. It's all about like kind of her recovery. Heavy as fuck. But I did get my book of the box finally from February, which has God of the Woods in it, and I'm looking forward to reading that.
I started it today.
Sick. So I'm looking forward to reading that.
It's good.
Oh, I am going to pick my March book soon, but I'm really excited because my add-on for March is one that we talked about on the podcast that I think I'm going to say we should do an episode on it, of You Between the Lines, mm-hmm. where we thought it was like a beach read prequel. So I'm excited about that. What are you reading right now?
Well, I have the arc of You Between the Lines, I didn't get that. I didn't get that on my book of the month. I think I'm going to get that one that's about the adjunct professor. Duh.
Yeah.
It's about how this I can't remember the name of it now, but it's this adjunct professor who has decided she needs to find a rich husband or wife. So she goes on a date with 100 different rich men and women. So very excited about that. So I'm gonna get that.
It's called Liquid.
Liquid. Thank you. But yeah, I started God of the Woods this morning. I'm not that deep into it, but it's like, I can't describe how, but it's like kind of giving Yellow Jackets, like not in the plot at all, but just like spiritually.
Nice.
So I'm reading that, and then I am working my way through that series by Laurie Gilmore that's like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, the Christmas Inn, the da-da-da-da-da, because I started the Pumpkin Spice Cafe like back in like October, and I had to put it down when I had to stop reading romance novels. And so I was like, even though this isn't seasonally appropriate, I have a bunch of these like on backlog now, so I'm going to just like, and it's like my good, like, I don't have to think about it too hard, read while I'm falling asleep kind of book. So yeah, I've God of the Woods as my serious one. And then that one as my silly one, but I'm gonna pick up New Orleans Rush today, I think. And then if you want a good nonfiction, you got to read How the Word Is Passed. I've been bugging you about this for so long. It's so good.
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
I have it on audiobook and the actual book if you want a login or a book.
Give it to me. Give it to me. So.
The book or
anyway.
or my Amazon login?
The book.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyway.
Well, we will see y'all next time for our episode with Sarah. We're very excited about it.
Yes. All right. Hooray.
Bye.